Warning. The subjects of this video contain racial stereotypes, inappropriate language, and overall touchy subject matter. These cartoons are wrong now and were wrong then, but should still be discussed for educational purposes and to learn from them, rather than pretend they never happened. These 5 examples also don't represent the media or all the cartoons as a whole around the time. World War II was a horrible, depressing time, that's a fact. America was angry at the other side, and they had ways to vent. Oh, so that's how we won. Animation is a subject that infinitely fascinates me, and boy howdy do I have a doozy for you today! World War II propaganda cartoons. Specifically, I'll be talking about the ones in the US. So without further ado, let's get into it. I'll be looking into 5 different examples all throughout the war, and all incredibly interesting. First up, oh fuck. The Ductators is a cartoon released on August 1st, 1942, and it's a comedic retelling of how Hitler grew to power. He's a goose because goose stepping. Look, this is the kind of humor you're in for, so buckle the hell up. This cartoon is a wonderful example of what these will look like. Racial stereotypes, oversimplification, and even somewhat of a call to arms by just straight up telling people, if you want to win the war, buy war bonds. The Ductators be like, buy more war bonds. Keep in mind, this was war. Mocking your enemy is par for the course, especially as a way to embolden a country. This cartoon is a character, the Dove of Peace, and it's basically here to say, pacifism is lame, we should punch Hitler. Screw being a pacifist, I think I'll use my fist. Not much to say, it's a very simple cartoon about Hitler being a goose. Here we go, the big one. Der Führer's Face was released on January 1st, 1943. And it's one of the more tame cartoons, if that means anything, especially compared to the other stuff I have. But what makes it so shocking is the use of one Donald Duck. This is a cartoon made by Disney where Donald Duck is a Nazi. Is it wrong to say I kind of like this one? If this doesn't show you how out there these cartoons are, oh ho ho. Everything on screen, from the clouds, the alarm clocks, the damn bushes, it's all Nazi imagery. Not to mention all the times Donald Duck has to salute. This cartoon won an Academy Award. Donald throwing his heart out is surprisingly not the most interesting thing about this cartoon, however. The biggest difference between this and so many cartoons like it is its perspective. Throughout the entire short, we actually see the life of a German through Donald. Not someone who idolizes or loves Hitler, rather someone who is kind of caught in the war, making shells and overall having a horrible life that's just forced on him. Now this could just be a load of, look at how good we have it here, we're not slaves. Especially with the ending where Donald literally says, "Am I glad to be a citizen of the United States of America?" But showing him exhausted physically and mentally, trapped in a system that gives him no rest or dignity or proper food, oppressed by an endless barrage of propaganda and forced labor, it's obviously exaggerated, but also almost as a way to show how the Nazis also oppress their own people, not just others. I don't know, food for thought. Did you know Hitler was a huge fan of Disney? That's not a joke, by the way. I do really love this part.
I'll, for him we make more shells. If one little shell should blow him right to.
Something about having a damn Nazi land where everything is a swastika, but refusing to say hell is just so hilarious to me. Yeah, we literally have Nazis on parade, but saying hell is too far. We gotta be able to show this for a goofy movie. This goddamn song, Der Führer's Face, is so catchy it honestly pisses me off. I've had it stuck in my head since I rewatched this cartoon for this video, and I think you can assume why it's a problem with a song like this.
Wenn der Führer says, wie ist der Master Race? the higher, right in the Führer's face. Not to love the Führer is a great disgrace. So the higher, right in the Führer's face.
Whatever, next cartoon.
Snafu. Situation normal. All fouled up.
Moving on from Donald being a Nazi, now we're talking about something a bit more interesting. Literal military training. For some reason, Warner Bros. Made multiple cartoons starring the original character, Private Snafu, for the soldiers to teach them various topics, such as don't waste food, don't spread rumors, take care of your gun,
and so on and so forth.
This is genuinely such an oddity. Mel Blanc, the guy who did basically every Looney Tunes character, voiced Snafu. And Dr. Goddamn Seuss wrote multiple shorts.
I just learned a secret. It's a honey. It's a pip. But the enemy is listening, so I'll never let it slip. Cause when I learn a secret, boy, I zipper up my lip.
Since these cartoons were made for the military and only the military, they were also able to be a bit more crude and explicit. Things like nudity, sex jokes, alcohol, language, it was all on the table. See, adults can like cartoons. And Dr. Seuss. I have beliefs. These cartoons are honestly really interesting and a good watch if you're interested. Just keep in mind, they're really dicey. That was an interesting one. Let's go on to the next cartoon. Okay, we're getting to a point where I can't even say the names. So Bugs Bunny, yeah, is a cartoon released in April 22nd, 1944, and it might be the worst one thus far. While the other cartoons had their dicey moments, this one... this one is just built different. The comedy of this short, besides the intro and ending, is just Japanese racism. And you might be saying, well, yeah, that's not surprising. When I say Japanese racism, I mean there's one scene, hell, multiple scenes, where for no reason, Bugs just says a bunch of Japanese slurs. And I know I can't show it, but trust me, it is just as brutal and unforgiving as it sounds. It goes without saying that every stereotype is here, and maybe I should have expected it from a cartoon titled that. I should probably clarify, just showing off the most racist thing I've ever seen isn't what I want this video to be. I'm not a Twitter user, but I need you to see that the US was really determined to dehumanize its enemy in every way imaginable. Surely the next cartoon, Tokyo Jokyo, will... I'm sorry, I can't even end that sentence. Tokyo Jokyo came out in 1943, and it was so bad that WB just didn't renew the copyright. So it was dumped into the public domain. Now, I'm not sure how much of this I want to show, but no, this is the worst one on the list. While the last one had segments of non-racist humor, this cartoon is made for one reason and one reason only. It isn't to empower, it isn't to show perspective, it isn't to teach. It's to laugh at and mock the Japanese. The end. While the others had racist moments, that's all this cartoon is. The short's structure is set up like a news broadcast, and it's just one racist caricature after another. Tokyo Jokyo is a cruel piece of work that just shows how truly angry the US was at its perceived enemy. Probably the most infamous and most shocking part is with Isoroku Yamamoto, the commander-in-chief of the Combined Fleet during World War II, and I'll just play the clip.
Headline personalities.
And I, Yamamoto, will dictate peace terms in the White House.
Yeah. So that's a small amount of the cartoons made and released around World War II. To say these have aged poorly is an understatement. Despite these being horrifically offensive and in poor taste, it's still important to look back at these, just as we would any mistake in history. Learn from your past and it won't happen again, and God help us, this shouldn't happen again.
So the Heil!